Grounded's last ever planned update, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you should be doing right now to get ready for it. But first, I need you to do something for me. I need you to hit that subscribe button. I don't often say this, I never really promote it much, because you know what, it's annoying as hell when YouTubers start telling you about percentages that are subscribed or not. But it does help me get more videos to you direct, and with all the Grounded news that's coming out with the last update, I want to make sure you guys are seeing all my videos. Even better, make sure you've got the notification bell dinged, and why not give me a like if you find this video useful, and let me know what you plan to do to get ready for 1.4. I've got 5 suggestions today, and they're only suggestions. Agree, disagree, let me know what you think about what you need to succeed to get ready and prepped for the last content update for Grounded. Let's go. It's time to get good and get a whole bunch of candy. With so many new weapons that you're going to be able to craft, if you haven't got a good supply of candies now's the time to go and build that up. Places like the sandbox, obviously you'll get the most salt. There's plenty of sour wormhole lumps, as well as other candies that you'll find in the Brawny Boy bin. Spicy cha-chas also in the sandbox, quite a lot, and on top of the tarpaulin that you find on the woodpile. And then fresh mints do actually respawn in certain locations. It's a bit of a myth that they don't. Some places they don't respawn. So like the cup on top of the shed decking and the container that you find right near the laser where we first begin the game. But the ones in the actual cracks, in the dried zone, they actually do respawn. So yeah, now's the time to run around and get good and see if you can find every single one of the drops. I'm going to do a video focusing on that in the future, but I definitely think it's worth gathering as many as you can. That also means maybe not trying to craft one of every single weapon. With so many new weapons going to be available, I would focus on what you really enjoy for sure to get you through the rest of the game. It's often a bit of a challenge getting everything here and then being able to go ahead and upgrade it. I certainly wouldn't upgrade any more weapons unless you really felt you wanted to use them. So if you've got a bunch of upgrade stones kicking around, we are going to get more, I am sure. And looks like the new sludge parts are going to be the way that we actually upgrade from the infused bugs. But I would still want to build up a nice supply of stuff like this. And for sure start getting your sour globs, your mint globs, salt globs, as well as some jewels ready as well. As you are going to go through the same progress in upgrading weapons. It was shown off in a live stream that even though they could eventually upgrade past level 9, they still have to go through this same process. So absolutely number 5, start gathering as many of the candies as you possibly can. Number 4, is it time to get rid of all of your towers? Maybe not. Although we are about to now get teleporters, the thing is it looks like it is going to be a deployable that you buy from the science shop. That's exactly Eric's words, not something that we craft. So it isn't a case of just finding a recipe and then going ahead and basically crafting as many as you want. Instead, it looks like it's going to be a limited amount, maybe up to 100, and you are going to need, remember, channels. The way they work is exactly the same as in Playgrounds. You put one down, you place another one down, you set it to the right channel, and you can only teleport between them to teleport all set on the same channel. So if these are going to be quite a few raw science to buy, maybe 1,000 a pop, you could quickly see how you definitely want to start saving up your raw science, but more importantly, not necessarily getting rid of your towers or stopping progress on building some of your tower networks. For sure, there are some locations that yes, a teleporter is always going to be much better to have now. Things like getting up to the mixer, that is becoming a must, and we'll talk about that in a second. And being able to get to Burgle reliably and quickly, stuff like that is always going to be important to get back and forth, and so why not build a teleporter? But if you've already got networks of towers, I wouldn't dismantle them yet. Let's see how much it actually costs to buy the deployables, because for a lot of people, I don't think you're going to have necessarily that much raw science. You may have to go spending a long time getting it from the stuff that's going to spawn in New Game Plus. What I would say is maybe don't invest too much time now going ahead and building any new towers. But any plans you had connecting ones from across the yard to the other side, yeah, I would hold fire and see how much these teleporties are going to be. Number 3, it's time to make the mixed defense super easy. You can see I cleared away all of my defenses and I really regret it. So I'm going to have to come back and do this all over again. Since it's going to be a key part of New Game Plus, we're effectively running this over and over again as it's part of the requirements to get the next New Game Plus. So that means maybe thinking a little bit longer term. Sure, you can watch some videos that set out like the perfect way to do it as long as you place exactly in the right location and you're pretty actually good at combat. If not, just rely on bulk. If you've got to the point that you're about to complete the game and you spent a good amount of hours in the backyard, chances are you've probably got a ton of resources lying around that you're never really going to use. So why not now really invest in making sure that your mixer defenses are pretty much impenetrable. Not just around obviously these places as well, but block off the runways that they normally come up. Use some of the new defensive spike wall traps more. Maybe invest and start thinking about getting enough cement walls ready and made, with the idea being that you can make this place super easy to defend so that you can keep triggering it at all times whenever you want to go and experience the New Game Plus. You might even want to invest in building a outpost base up here just so that you've got everything ready and good to go. Put some furnaces, make sure it's your hub for your cement. Then you've always got resources if you want to mix it up. We don't know what kind of attacks will be actually happening. It's a good safe bet that maybe we will start getting infused bugs hit us instead of just the regular orc ones. But I don't think things are going to change in terms of where these lay. The devs wouldn't necessarily ruin the chance or ruin people's bases by having anything substantially change with the landscape. Colours, yes, so the tree, the sandbox, sure. Packaging, but they're not going to be moving wholesale any of the items in the backyard. So get good, start defending your points, and really building up beyond what you need. Even if you find that you don't really need it because you're pretty good, chances are it's going to get harder. And two, kind of tied in with some of the stuff I was speaking about earlier, but it is about saving up on certain resources, and that means raw science. Not spending every raw science to buy every unlock. If you're going for the 100% scorecard, then you might not have much of a choice. But if that has never really bothered you, then I would focus absolutely on saving as much raw science as possible now, or at least to get to the point that you've got maybe 30,000 to 50,000. It does look like there is going to be new items, new recipes to buy. And I don't know about you, but after playing Grounded for nearly 4 years, I'm really excited about trying new stuff rather than keeping spending my raw science on older stuff. As you can see, I've got nothing to buy. I have bought everything else, and I've got about 10k left after 151 days on this world. You remember, this is the world that I did get 100% on. But yeah, with so much now costing, I think it's worth having some saved up. We know that it's going to be respawning, we know it's going to be random places, but that's the point. If it's going to be generating in new random spots, it actually might be a lot tougher to get hold of. Although it does look like raw science is going to be more value. We've already seen from the stream that you can get up to 1,500 from pods now, instead of maybe only the 500 max that you normally get. And you also get raw science from killing bugs as well, the infused ones. So yeah, I would say you want to maybe get 30k raw science saved up if you can, just so that you're ready to go and buy any new recipes that could be there on day one of the new launch of New Game Plus. And number one, it's pretty obvious, but complete the game. Like, I don't know about you, how often you've been playing, when you started playing Grounded. Of course, I'm not asking anyone to rush. Enjoy the game, take your time, it's not going anywhere. But there is something to be said about being the same level as a lot of fans, so that when you're watching videos, you're kind of in the same moment and loop. Lots of creators are going to be in the same position as me, eager and dying to play all of the new stuff. And it kind of sucks if a lot of that is going to get spoiled for you because you're miles behind. So yeah, I wouldn't rush. But if you are getting close to feeling like you're going to do the mixer and that might be the last thing, or taking on some of the last bosses, I would say why not focus on that now in the next 2 to 3 weeks. At least to the point that, yeah, you've only got one thing to do, maybe like the mixer or taking on either the mantis or the broodmother. And with that comes practice. A big part of the new experience is going to be taking on the bosses again, and that means getting used to their attacks. Now we know they're going to have new attributes, which means they're going to have new attacks, but we kind of expect what them attacks to be. Either they're going to have maybe some new fresh damage they'll do, or the sour lightning balls will pop out, maybe even explosive damage. But that still isn't going to change the regular attacks that they normally do. So getting good now at being able to defeat the broodmother, the wasp queen and the mantis, I think is going to hold you in good stead. I literally think it's going to be like almost a roguelike, with the grind being just to get rid of them bosses as quick as you can so you can get another new game plus, because you've gone and got a whole ton of the raw science or milk molars and you want to just have another run. And there we go, just short and sweet today, not going over the top. Agree, disagree, let me know what you think you should be doing to get ready and prepped for the 1.4 update. That's what I'm going to start streaming. You're going to see me prepping and doing exactly what I'm telling you guys today. I'm going to get good at defeating bosses more. I'm going to make sure I focus on getting plenty of candies. Not bothering with zip lines everywhere, which was kind of on my docket. And making sure that my defense point at the mixer is going to be as good as it can be. My dreams of building a massive museum may be on hold for now. Hence why I've got all my stuff bugs here. But who knows, maybe I'll get that done while we wait as well. And that's it, until next time, Ratbags, I'll catch you for another grounded news, guides and gameplay video very soon.